The time is now 10:01 p.m. Do you know if the conclusions you are reaching are fallacious? Hi, I'm Gary. Welcome to Fladge Rants Live. Today the topic is logic. And I should have Spock here, but I've got the captains. So they're gonna
was impeccable, Captain.
I've been leading up to this for a while. I've been harping on category error as a logical fallacy a lot lately, and I've been building up to a lot of topics that lead right to logic. And if you haven't caught the previous episodes, that's okay. This is a standalone, and we'll get into this. There are ways that we know that what we think is correct, and more often than not, we're wrong about all of it. And I'm going to try to help you out. This is not a doctoral dissertation. I am not qualified in any way to explain any of this stuff to you, but it's kind of fun to go through logical fallacies. And there's a few I wanted to get at. There's one in counter apologetics that tries to explain away the problem of evil with a multiverse, and the counter for that counter is the reverse gambler's paradox. Now, what the gambler's paradox is, say, roulette, red comes up 3 times. Is it more likely that black is going to come up next? The answer is no. No, it's still a 50-50. But it feels intuitive that it should come up black. You know, always bet on black. And I actually plan on going and testing this theory, but it's not a one and done sort of thing. I would like to, if I have $70 to bet, I'll bet $20 on black if I see red come up 3 times. And then if it comes up a 4th time, I'll bet the other 50 and hopefully walk away with $100. But this is in no way assured. I'm just taking a 50-50. That's all I'm doing. And the reverse gambler's paradox is thinking that should have happened, and so you were right to do so. And that's not true. It's not true. I'm pissing away my money on a 50-50, and it is still a 50-50, even if red came up 100 times. That it's still a 50-50 that the next one will be red or black. And that's all there is to it. But the reverse gambler's paradox counters the multiverse counter to the problem of evil. It's a category error once again. So let's go through some of these paradoxes. Now, not paradoxes, but logical fallacies. And I took this in college, and it was fun. It was a fun course. It was ad hominem. What is that one? Is that a personal attack? Straw man. Just taking the wrong viewpoint as to argue against, so it's easier to pick on. Red herring, not even related. What's the one? This does not follow that. If the conclusion doesn't follow. So logic works like this. Generally, like this is the format for philosophical debate. Premise, conclusion. So you make one statement that's true, another statement that's true, and from those two things you can derive a conclusion that makes sense. And if the first premise is true, the second premise is true, then the conclusion logically follows. Now, we've all got our ability to be irrational and not make sense. And I'm trying to plead with you. Let's just try to make sense here. Have you ever tried to argue with a woman? Tell you what, when my wife is being irrational, all I have to do to diffuse the situation is tell her, listen, you're not being reasonable. And she calms right down. No, that is not my advice. Do not try that at home. That is dangerous. That's not going to work. That's not going to help. So you'll see this a lot in advertising. Appeal to authority. You get a professional athlete to advertise for Gatorade. Well, they drink Gatorade. They're a pro athlete. I should probably drink Gatorade. Bandwagon fallacy. Popularity does not make for correctness. False dilemma fallacy, also called the black and white fallacy, is false dichotomy. It's you're either with us or against us. There are other options there. Hasty generalization fallacy is the opposite of the slothful induction fallacy. Either one doesn't have enough information or the other one does have enough. The slothful induction fallacy is you have enough information, but you're ignoring it. Correlation causation fallacy. Correlation does not mean causation. Anecdotal evidence fallacy. That's just an example, an anecdote from your personal experience. Does not mean that same thing will happen to me. The Texas sharpshooter fallacy. Instead of letting a full spectrum of evidence lead to a logical conclusion, find patterns of correlation in support of their goals. Here's an example. Lisa sold her first startup to an influential tech company, so she must be a successful entrepreneur. One success does not equal the next thing being a success. Middle ground fallacy, that's simply strike a compromise, and that's the best answer. Not necessarily. Burden of proof fallacy. If a person claims X is true, it is their responsibility to provide evidence in support of this assertion. It is invalid to claim that X is true until someone else can prove that X is not true. Similarly, it is also invalid to claim that X is true because it's impossible to prove that X is false. Personal incredulity. It's like I had Brady try to pronounce it for me. Incredulity. So that's like, that sounds absurd. It can't be true. I love the no true Scotsman fallacy. I'll just read the example. John, no marketer would ever put 2 call to actions on a single landing page. Barbara, Lola, a marketer, actually found great success putting 2 call to actions on a single landing page for our last campaign. John, well, no true marketer would put 2 call to actions on a single landing page, so Lola must not be a true marketer. No true Scotsman. Love it. Ad hominem. Already mentioned it. I don't even know what that one is. The fallacy. Why would they say that? Here's something that's vital to keep in mind when sniffing out fallacies. Just because someone's argument relies on a fallacy doesn't necessarily mean that their claim is inherently true or untrue. Oh, the fallacy. That's so true. If you just because you point out a fallacy, a logical fallacy, doesn't mean the point of view is wrong. That's just bad argumentation. We've got a lot of these. We can go over them, but I'm bored already. So roll the clip, Brady. You have a clip, Brady, right? Good boy.
Logical. Flawlessly logical.
I am honored.
I'm also honored.
Today, I've teamed up with Stephen Woodford, the creator of Beduct, a strategic card game based around logical fallacies, to cover 5 of the most common ones that you're likely to fall for. Welcome, Steve.
Why hello, my fellow ape.
Why, hello, my fellow ape. I like Steve Woodford.
A black and white fallacy is a logical error where someone presents two options as if they are the only two possibilities when more may exist. For example, you are either
Hey, they sound just like me.
You may do that a lot.
you're completely with us or completely against us.
Either you are with us or you are with the terrorists.
Either there is something after life or there is nothing after life.
In this example, these are obviously not the only two options. You could be completely neutral or partially with one side or the other. For example, with the Israel-Palestine conflict, you can be in support of Israel having a nation state while opposing the illegal settlements in the West Bank and the Jewish treatment of Palestinians, and simultaneously oppose the retaliatory terrorist actions taken by the Palestinians against Israeli civilians. Things are rarely as black and white and simplistic as people depict. And finally, you could be entirely ignorant of the situation and thus lack a stance altogether. Or here's another example. Either God exists, or we don't have objective moral values. But
What?
God could exist, and our morality could still be subjective. Morality could be based on the subjective changing whims of an inconsistent deity. For example, the Old Testament laws being supplanted by the New Testament covenant, or the many times throughout the Bible where God changes his mind. A God or gods could exist but be entirely amoral, and morality could be subjectively determined by humans to best fit our collective needs. Or we could have objective moral values, but they exist independently of a god or gods, just somehow ingrained in the fabric of the cosmos. Or a god could have created objective morality, realized that it wasn't in keeping with its nature, and promptly exited the cosmos. Just as Henry Ford created the standards of mass production and then died. And finally, one of the most overused arguments containing a black and white fallacy. You were either created by God or by random chance. You weren't created by random chance, therefore, you were created by God. Now, I'm not going to argue with what's probable or not, but these are not the only two options. Hypothetically, humans could have been genetically engineered by an extraterrestrial but non-divine designer. Or we could not exist physically
Logic was
at all
impeccable,
and be part
Captain.
of a simulation or be a brain in a vat. Or the position which most scientists hold. Life on Earth could have arisen naturally through chemical and biological evolution, which consists of genetic mutations which are random, but also requires natural selection, which, although not a conscious design, makes the process definitively not just random chance. And lastly, what if God was created by random chance due to some sort of quantum fluctuations or whatever? And then God created humans, making us a product indirectly of both random chance and design.
A non sequitur occurs when the conclusion of an argument does not logically follow from its premises. For example,
That's what I
you
was
can't
thinking
claim
of.
the moral high ground for being vegetarian. Hitler was a vegetarian. Yeah, and Hitler also
Those vegetarian bastards.
I
brushed his
know.
teeth, but it
Fascist vegetarians? Is that what he said?
Yeah. Yeah. All vegetarians are fascists.
That makes perfect logical sense to me.
doesn't follow that brushing your teeth therefore isn't good, does it? And on the flip side, Thomas Jefferson was an intellectual juggernaut, promoting reason, democracy, and Enlightenment values. We stand in his shadow and in his debt, but it obviously doesn't follow that his participation in the slave trade was therefore moral. These are both non sequiturs. They don't follow from the premises. Here's another example. The Soviet Union was...
I have one.
Yeah.
All Vikings have beards and ponytails, therefore this guy is a Viking.
Yes, he actually is.
atheist and committed atrocities. Therefore, atheism is false. The moral virtue or lack thereof of something has no bearing whatsoever on whether or not it's true. Christians committed countless atrocities throughout the Crusades, but
it might have some bearing randomly, so his statement was also untrue.
That's Stephen Woodford. His counter-apologetics are sound. Logically sound.
What are counter-apologetics?
Responses to the logical arguments. Usually, the gold standard is William Lane Craig, and he's got an answer for all of them. There's only like 5 good ones.
Do you want to explain what apologetics is so people, because it's not what they think it means?
Probably not, because it sounds like you're making an apology, and that's not it at all. It's trying to logically reach the conclusion that the God of the Bible exists, and that vicarious redemption is logically sound. It is not. That is a great example of a fallacious logical assumption. A vicarious
Fallacious?
redemption, fallacious. Yeah. And I realize that also sounds like fellatio,
Yeah.
and that's not terribly related either. But the religion around here is based on vicarious redemption, and that is simply immoral. That is, you can't put your wrongdoings on someone else. What's that called? A whipping boy. What they used to do back in the slave trade days is if a slave owner committed a crime, then he could have one of his slaves serve the sentence, and that is morally bankrupt, and also the basis of Christianity.
I don't think so.
You don't think vicarious redemption has anything to do with Christianity?
Well, they picked somebody else, but it wasn't some black slave. It was a guy from Jerusalem.
Oh,
died
okay.
on I mean,
And
maybe.
it is perfectly reasonable for you to
No. Whoa, hold on. Whoa. I have no proof of reasonableality. I have no proof. See, I'm one of these weird people that just stand in the middle, not because I'm on the fence, just because I don't care if either side has any burden of proof, because it has no bearing on my belief. Like, no, I'm not going to see something one day and be like, "Oh, I'm convinced." Maybe, but it would have to be like the second coming.
Well, if evidence, if evidence doesn't sway you, then you're hopeless anyway. But
I'm not trying to be sway. You're trying.
Fallacy. Like vicarious redemption is clearly logically fallacious. Clearly, how could you be redeemed through the acts of another? How? How does that work? How would that work?
So have you ever ate with somebody more than yourself?
I've eaten with people other than myself, but I conjugate my verbs correctly.
Well, so let's just say that I can't.
Okay, you can't. Okay.
Let's just say that I
Okay, it sounds stupid when you don't, but okay.
Okay.
Go on.
So say that we were eating with a bunch of people, and then one person picked up the check. You can't understand how everyone else benefited from that?
I can. That's a fallacious argument. That is.
It's not. I'm not comparing. I'm not saying therefore there's a God.
Someone
I'm just
can
saying
pay for your food.
You said you don't
Someone
understand how
cannot be
somebody else could
punished
pay
for your
for a
crimes.
Why not?
Because then you're not. That's not a deterrent. That doesn't teach you anything. That doesn't make you pay society back. That doesn't help anything. That's not even related. You're just punishing someone for. But I love the covering the bill argument. I love it. It's wrong, and here's why it's wrong. It is so much more to do wrong than eating is not doing it wrong. But you cannot amend a wrong by having someone else apologize for you. You should apologize and mean it.
I was just comparing it to you said I don't understand how somebody else could basically pay your debt to sin, and I just compared it to a regular normal debt.
Yeah, so, I know.
Pretty much the same thing. I didn't make up the rules, but somebody else has some ledger somewhere, obviously, that he covered for us. He being Jesus, if you believe in that sort of thing.
Right. I do. I'm a believer, and I think I am responsible, solely responsible, for not picking up the tab every time, but for my own actions. I should stand judgment on my own. Of my own merit.
You may very well get that chance.
I won't, because that's not even possible.
Well, I don't know that.
I do.
It seems logically that there's no chance that when it's over, but I don't know that because I've never died before.
Yeah,
It's a-
so you're never going to find out.
So
And no,
you-
no
that's
one's
your
going to
own
be able to
argument.
laugh at me and say,
That's
ha,
a-
ha, ha, you were wrong, because they're wrong. They're all wrong.
That's a logical
Judgment Day.
fallacy that you have
Judgment Day
seen,
is not forthcoming. I'm
you have
sorry.
seen,
That
you have seen
doesn't
no
make
evidence.
sense.
You have seen no evidence of said thing, therefore said thing must not exist. Isn't that exactly what you just explained to me as doing wrong?
I know, and I'm trying to put it all out there. Here it is, point out my logical fallacies, and they do exist. But that's the fallacy.
Do not come.
Just because I'm an
come.
idiot doesn't mean I'm wrong.
I'm gonna come.
I came.
Play the logic mashup. You have a logic
But it doesn't
mashup?
follow
we-
from this
we
that
can't
Jonah
do that.
didn't breathe whale vomit for
Well, we
3
only got
days.
to black and
Scientific
white, so-
advancement. Therefore,
Oh yeah, a non sequitur.
What's
That's the one
non-sequitur?
that I was drawing a blank on in the monologue. I was like, the one this doesn't follow. Yeah, non sequitur.
Does that have
Sorry,
to do
that's-
with us being non-secular? Is that a completely different
No.
word? I'm on no sleep, so my normal brain that works for functioning and speaking is gone.
Yeah, and conjugation apparently.
Plus, I'm not trying. I'm not even gonna try.
Tell you what, I'll vicariously conjugate for you.
You would like that, wouldn't you?
I would. I would be your savior. I am your Messiah. Can you change my name to Brady's Messiah?
No.
Okay, good. Okay, hit it.
Could but would not.
Okay. I was just testing your brain.
I think I
You're
have
still-
three. When you Google logic and rap or music or anything, it all comes to that same guy. So I think I have about 3 of them. Which one do you want? Mission
I
Control,
want the
Wake
one
Up
that I
Live,
sent you.
or
It was a
Homicide?
short song. It's a good song. It was nice. The one I sent you while you guys were doing your 3-hour after show. When I slept for 3 hours, woke up and you guys were still on the air.
I think we played this one already.
No, we did. We've done a Logic song.
No, I'm saying I mashed it and played it that night.
No way. Oh, I missed it. I was asleep.
You said you saw it. You said you stayed up.
No. I watched it vicariously through my sleep.
I'm not sure this works.
Yeah, it's not the best. That's all right, Brady. That sucks.
I remember when that boy ain't had no pocket pissing. They wouldn't let me in, so I never asked permission. Tours like a war, I'm getting minimum final permission. Hit the ignition. Self-medicate like a clinician, more than a musician. My flow rare like the first edition. Report for this mission, everything I ever done omission. Your lyrics riot in the prohibition. Prepare for collision. I'm higher than a satellite that's on an orbiting mission.
Am I to understand that
Yeah.
his hook that F note going clank 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 clank? So I'm learning rap, so I'm trying to figure that out. This right, he's just doing that same note.
You
over and over.
certainly are learning rap.
Clank, clank. Oh, I'm sorry, it changed to 2 notes. Dun 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 dun.
Mission tours like a war, I'm getting minimum final permission. Hit the ignition and
Oh!
self-medicate like a clinician, more than a musician. My flow rare like the first edition. Report for this mission, everything I ever done omission. Your lyrics riot in the prohibition. Prepare for collision. I'm higher than a satellite that's on an orbiting mission. I remember we did that. Mission is never
I could never work for a radio station. I'd be cutting every song off. As soon as I got bored of it, I just cut it off. But you can't. You're not supposed to do that, right?
Yeah, you can do that here. I'm bored. I got bored during my own monologue.
The third logical fallacy is false cause. What does that mean? When someone assumes that there's a correlation between 2 things, that means that one caused the other?
Oh, yeah. Causality and correlation. Causality, if there's 2 things are correlated, like, oh, yeah. Like
if I drink water, I have to pee?
no, that's actually that's actually causality and correlation. Here's a good example. Humanity has gotten smarter since the invention of the Twinkie. Twinkies make you smarter. That's not true. Although humanity has gotten smarter as a whole since the invention of the Twinkie, Twinkies were not the cause of that, even though the time overlapped.
But just because it's ridiculous and improbable, we can't just rule it out. I mean, that could have actually been the reason, right?
No.
So you realize that's me sticking up for the possibility of God, not the Twinkie. Just
I know what you're doing. It's
I know
stupid.
what you're doing.
I know you know what I'm doing. What I'm doing is open. I'm an open book here.
Just like being in the 1% of something and thinking it's still right is just as stupid, possibly.
I am. I'm the vast minority, and I know I'm right.
You are the epitome of everything you despise.
I know. I hate me.
Is that what personal incredulity? Wait, let me get
incredulity.
This one. All right, you do it.
Incredulity.
That's not what I was going to say.
You couldn't do that when you weren't sleep deprived. How are you going to say incredulity?
I was stuck on incred. See, it's incredible. It's right there. So, of course, I'm going to go incred or incredulous or incredulity. Sure it's not incredulity?
Incredulity. There's a D in there. And I'm saying it.
Can you pull up the pronunciation of that? I don't believe him.
Incredulity.
So what does it mean? When someone dismisses something because they either don't understand it or choose to ignore it. Hello, Gary.
I'm not choosing to ignore it. I'm willing to take it head on. I'm willing to defend my position. Logically.
No, it does. Yeah, so you just did another logical fallacy. Out of the two choices there, you picked don't understand, but I was clearly pointing at choose to ignore it. Choose to not even consider the possibility, which is the definition of ignore.
Oh, I am incredulous.
You're an incredulous.
Hello, I'm incredulous.
You're an incredulous ignorer. That's not the right word.
Ignorant. Yeah, but look what I'm drinking.
I didn't want to say ignoramus.
Look what I am drinking.
Somebody was not paying any attention to me, so I called him an ignoramus. That's correct, right? What's cow pie?
I think you know what cow pies are, right? It is absolutely delicious. You might recognize this as the glass I've always used.
Incredulity.
I don't
Incredulity.
Incredulity. Nah, incredulity.
It was a hard D.
Incredulity.
So you didn't say
it is a hard D.
You didn't say
hey, just because I'm in the minority doesn't mean I'm wrong.
Incredulity.
Just because I'm wrong doesn't mean I'm wrong.
Incredulity. Incredulity.
How about incredulous?
Incredulity.
How about incredulous? The other form of the word, incredulous. I haven't heard a word out of drawer. Does he think the monologue's still going on? Because I can go on.
The monologue's done?
Not yet.
No, I've just been frustrated.
How about this slippery slope?
You remember that kid that was doing the armpit farts? You could go do that and then come back.
It's a Siriperia Sirope.
Siriperia Sirope. Yeah.
Interesting. Oh yeah, sorry, I was doing stuff.
Oh, you were? I wasn't. I was just doing this podcast. I think last week and the week before were both fantastic podcasts. It's going to be tough to top those.
Incredulous.
Try.
Incredulous.
Another hard D.
Incredulous.
Are you
Incredulous.
Incredulous?
Incredulous.
Incredulous.
Everybody that's watching, we're not just a clip show, we're a conversation, so please comment. Call
incredulous.
In at 1-586-3-RANTS-3.
You're hearing a hard D in incredulous.
Yeah, you just said it. Incredulous.
Incredulous.
I'm hearing
sounds
a D
more
and
like a J to me.
Incredulous.
Incredulous.
I don't know. How do you pronounce the backwards 3? Curious.
Hard D. Because it's not incred. incredulous. It's incredulous. Incred.
Look at that backwards 3. I don't know. How do you pronounce the backwards 3?
Oh no.
Oh, we're at a standstill
incredulous.
here.
Incredulous.
I think it's Earth. 3 backwards is Earth.
Earth?
Or
Like the planet Earth?
Art.
Can we get somebody that like actually knows stuff on this podcast? Because I don't.
No,
that's
yes,
my
anybody,
job.
please.
I've always prided
thank you.
myself on being the smartest guy in the room, and lately I just haven't felt that way.
Interesting.
Well,
So if you think you're smarter than Gary, please call in at 1-586-3-RANTS-3.
And then can you please hit one of my favorite drops?
I'm not sure if I'm ready. Put my
You
ass
should
to
be.
sleep.
It's about time. It's about the time that he walks away, so we need to.
Oh, that one. Yeah. I got that
Yes.
one actually queued up for you. You can hit that one, just so you know.
That was Drawer, and he's right.
By the way,
that was Drawer, and he's right. By the way,
it's the 4th one under background
right
music.
back. I have to go find a new jabber. I'll be right back. I have to go find a new jabber. I'll be
But
right
make
back.
sure you
I
turn
have
off
to go
repeating
find a new
before you hit
jabber.
it, because it's always defaults to that.
No, I like the repeating. We'll just keep it.
I like the repeating. Yeah, I have to find a new
Repeating, yeah?
jabber. No, I forgot that I rolled some doobies for the occasion, and I left them over there.
Well, I'm gonna roll a doobie. I'm not ready, man.
All
I'm
right.
gonna roll a doobie. So I don't want
Well,
people thinking this is not a crack pipe. This is a dugout stem with marijuana in it. I will admit that on camera.
Do you know what this is?
It looks like a dog. It looks like a rib that you let your dog munch on.
Okay,
See,
let's go with that.
I know what it is.
Oh, okay.
I thought we were playing a game. No one else wants to play. I didn't want to ruin
Yeah.
it for everyone.
All I know is that 2 things with the monologue. One,
Yeah.
Gary or one Brady already pointed out, which was the fellatio. The second one, I did notice something very, very. I don't know. I'll let Bob explain.
It seems like the alcohol has something to do with it.
I'll drink to that.
I think he's pounding too much alcohol and everything, and
The amount of slurs that were in that monologue, I think, were a record. And then you also
thank
said
you.
something about roulette being 50-50 and like
It's not 50-50, Brady, even if you've got two choices.
Well, I'm not Brady, I'm Drawer, but I mean 50-50.
It is a 50-50. It's a coin toss.
Wait, is it a coin toss or is it
It's not 50-50, Brady. You're right. There is one green out of the 100 spots.
And what about the edge of the coin?
My argument, the edge of the coin. My argument is sequence. It'll always come back around.
To me, that you're always. I'm sorry if you're stylistic or whatever, but if you're wearing sequins, you're always going to be gay to me.
Yeah, that's bedazzled.
If you're only waiting for 3 reds in a row, you're an idiot. You got to wait for at least 5 or 6.
No, it doesn't change your odds. My point
you don't put
is
the house on it right away.
the gambler's paradox. You're falling victim. At least I know that I'm falling victim of the gambler's paradox. I'm not going to sit there all day. I just want to drop $20 and then win 100. Yeah. Oh no, I sucked it down pretty hard.
Thanks, Brady.
I don't know. See, you're right about the alcohol because this cow pie is delicious.
I think he's pounding too much alcohol and everything, and
Cow pie. Isn't that what they call shit?
Yes.
Why are you drinking shit?
It's delicious. It's Dancing Goat Distillery.
You can't. You can put it. You can polish a turd, but it's still a turd. That's just a fancy name for. Is it chocolate? Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure. Anal G refers to that in his new rap. I didn't know you're going to be drinking that, but I talk about it. It's amazing.
Oh, we can play that. That's some good stuff. Brady, you come up with some good material this week. That's why I tried to fast forward through my monologue so we can get to some of this stuff.
God, okay.
What?
I need to timestamp this because I just need to cut that off when it's Brady, you come. Or whatever.
Okay.
Something close to that.
Do not come.
Do not come.
Do not come.
So Were we in mid-conversation, or can we dive into that prospect?
I'm gonna come. Did Kamala pick a running mate yet?
Does anybody else find it really weird? Does anybody else find it really weird that so Joe Biden is president, Kamala Harris is the vice president.
We'll say that.
The president
serious.
is a shell.
You're
The
serious.
president is a shell of himself.
You're joking.
Yeah.
And so pretty much she's already running it, or whoever's going to be running it if she wins is already running it. So how do we go from Trump is like ahead against Biden, and if Biden gets elected, pretty much Harris is going to be running it anyway. So Harris was already running, but Biden was running. You know what I mean? So they just were more transparent, and all of a sudden they think they're going to get this big wave of people that are excited for Kamala Harris when she would have been in charge anyway if Biden was still in it.
Dead guy, alive woman. They are going to get some.
It would have been her anyway, though.
Yeah.
It's
well,
like
you know
what?
what?
Agreed. You would think like, oh, if Joe is so much better, when he can't perform, then she'll just step in and she'll be just as good. Like we already had an option of both of them at the same time, and they weren't excited. Why are they all of a sudden excited now?
I think she's perfectly.
Told me, Jerry.
I just can't have a president whose name I can't pronounce correctly. Her parents did her an injustice.
I honestly would rather have the Ugandan giant.
Right.
So I have Peacock. It's funny. I have Peacock, and I decided to start watching Raw.
The Olympics.
WWF Raw from episode 1. Kamala, the Ugandan giant, is either on episode 1 or episode 2. And man, those are some fun shows. Characters, they were fun characters. They were goofy characters.
He's not allowed to become president. He's from parts unknown.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, at least
speak English pretty well.
At least Barack Obama was able to forge a Hawaiian birth certificate. But the Uganda giant couldn't do that.
Wrestling segue. Did you guys see that Ben Affleck is going to play Hulk Hogan
SummerSlam?
in the new movie?
No.
SummerSlam was this weekend.
And
tell me there's no possible way.
Matt Damon is going to play Peter Thiel. I don't know how to say that.
Oh, add that to the list of stuff you can't say.
I have a first look at the.
I don't know. Ben Affleck nor Matt Damon I really didn't care for either one of them.
No, I don't care. I don't care either. But other people will when we clip it.
They're just kind of bland.
Here's the first sneak peek leaked of Ben Affleck as Hulk Hogan in the upcoming movie.
Like Gary's monologue.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't look like it's going to be a very good movie. But that was definitely Ben Affleck. Apparently the guy shit himself. He was so scared.
Dookie, yeah. I got it.
Biden?
That's a real clip from a movie, by the way.
Jill.
By the way.
Kamala.
Oh.
This is so fucking frustrating. Sorry.
Why? Oh, wait.
Did you lose something?
No, I lost my phone in the water, and I'm still trying to repair shit, and it's fucking annoying, and I can't access my email because I have a video I need to pull up, but I need to access Patreon in order to do it, and in order to access Patreon, I need to fucking have access to one of my emails, and I can't remember the password, and it doesn't give me a fucking option, and so I'm trying to sign into my shit on the mail on my Mac, and it's oh, there it is. Finally there.
You got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're welcome.
From last week, but continue because I'm not ready yet. But
I get it. So that's why you wanted this. Here you go. I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Did you go get your doobie?
Yeah.
Doobie?
Yeah, I got this.
I rolled mine. It's pretty good.
Nice. Right? Yeah, it looks good.
You're supposed to keep talking.
Oh, I'm letting the doobie. I thought you were gonna play the bumper.
I'm waiting for Jorah. It doesn't look like it.
I logged into the wrong account.
Can we get much higher? So high.
Here. Here.
Oh, thanks. Wait, I got it. Oh, there we go. Appreciate it. I don't know if this is going to make the conversation any more logical.
No. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. No.
No.
Yes. No. Maybe.
Well, is it about a woman? Because then it won't.
I know.
Oh, come on. Just a couple of questions.
Sure.
How hard is that?
That's me.
How do you write women so well?
Come on.
I think of a man, and I take away reason and accountability.
That's a great hairline. That's an old school gay hairline.
Yeah.
Go back.
Oh, come on. Just a couple of questions. How hard is that? How do you write women so well?
I think of a man, and I take away reason and accountability.
Wow.
She needs a shave, but
that is terrific.
So
I'd be a hot woman. I kind of look like Kurt Cobain.
You kind of look like Kurt Cobain.
On the one hand, every time you make me a girl, I'm glad that I'm ugly as fuck.
Yeah.
How do you feel that you're a pretty girl?
He's kind of hot.
I didn't. You said hot. I said pretty. Like it's obviously.
Well, the mustache throws it off, but honestly, it's not a bad look.
You could
I
shave
mean, you
the
remove
mustache.
the mustache, and it's like, hey.
Hey,
Is it
yeah,
that-
not bad.
Is it that do you look like a woman, or are you just a pretty man? Or I'm being totally.
He's a very
honest.
pretty man. He's
You know
he's
what?
our
I
eye
have,
candy.
I still, borderline 40, have some boyish good looks. So
Yeah.
despite the gray.
Yeah. Well, since I look like some form of ghoul,
That is
obviously
the,
Brady's here.
right, Gary? Isn't that the main reason why we even have him on the show?
Brady's here for his technical capabilities. I'm here for my brain, obviously. Yes, it's obvious that George's just the eye candy. There he is. Look at that. Oh, you know what? We got to play another game.
Yeah, we do.
You got a game.
What is-
I've been trying so hard to get a game. Oh, a game. That game. I'm trying to get a real game.
Yeah.
and it's so hard.
I'm going to get it on my first guest.
hard.
Baltimore, Maryland. Baltimore, Maryland. I'm going to ruin it right away.
Come on, YouTube, hit it.
All these people want to know, where in the world is
Drawer?
Well, she sneaks around the world from here to Carolina. She's a sticky-fingered filcher from Berlin down to Belize. She'll take you for a ride on a slow boat to China. Tell me, where in the world is
Georgia. You know how I like to ruin every game? I can solve this in 5 yes/no questions.
Same exact hotel you're always in, for one.
Yeah, it's the same backdrop. Did you
Different
drive?
Different room, but
Were you able to drive there?
Yes.
Is your truck in the parking lot? Yes. Okay.
Correct.
All right. So he's not far.
no, it's Ohio,
No, it's Indiana.
West Michigan.
Illinois.
Did we?
Oh.
did any?
See, you
anybody
can't
say
just
it?
you can't just go. Did you drive and then name all the bordering states? That
Right,
doesn't make it
yeah,
fun,
okay,
then.
you're right,
I'm
you're
not
right,
gonna-
you're right.
I'm not gonna accept questions going forward if that's gonna be your line of questioning.
Open the window.
Okay. Does the state start with a vowel?
Probably. All I'll tell you is that I did come down here for a Klan rally,
Oh,
and that's a misnomer.
he
It's
is
not
in
really-
Ohio.
No, you named it already.
Okay. Oh, you're back in Indianapolis.
Close. I'm in a fabulous little town called Whiteland.
Oh, it's Whiteland.
No.
Oh,
Ooh,
you
here's
fit
the-
right in.
I
Right?
think they have,
Yeah.
they have women's
I'm
wrestling
gonna
in
look for a sign.
Whiteland. Do you see the
I
women's
came down
wrestling?
here for a Klan rally.
I like that one. She's toast.
She wins.
I think the ref has to just pull her off, and then the skinny one's confused. She's not tapping, she's punching.
No, I think she's spanking. Look at this is my favorite part. She's like, what the fuck?
Like, why?
Well, because there's only 2 of you, and I think that was the closest to weight class they could find.
Right.
Is this an Olympic
What?
boxer?
Yeah.
Man boxer?
That's just, dude, I say that. That's the answer to hockey. That's the answer to every sport right there, is a 3 to 500 pound athlete. Like
Yeah.
if you get a 500 pound goalie and just get him on skates somehow,
Yeah.
and then the defense could just kind of push him up into the goal, seal every crack and crevice of the goal, you're going to win
Right.
something to 0 or tie
Right.
something to 0 every time. Why hasn't anybody tried that?
Sumo wrestler.
Bigger.
At least
Think
they're
bigger.
really. Jug.
I don't know.
Jug's a big boy. He was a walk-on at the MSU as an offensive lineman, I believe. Yeah. He hated all the running, but so would I.
I think the linemen pretty much do that because they're like, dude, we're never gonna. I mean, I guess though, if you're doing short bursts the whole game, you're gonna need to move a little bit.
Yeah.
But they're not running too much.
I've played basketball with him. He's got some hops for a 500-pound man.
Hey, what are you guys talking about? Short bursts in football? You do condition for I forget what the play length is, but like you do.
Of
for
course
football,
you do, but there's no way that you're sprinting or running. A receiver is sprinting way more than the offensive lineman.
Right.
But who's exerting more effort?
Oh,
Lineman
right.
by far.
Yeah, they're like pushing the car.
At least a little bit every play.
Yeah, the
Right.
runner's just doing this.
The game is won in the
lineman's-
trenches. In the trenches.
In the trenches.
This is our first football talk. We had my fantasy football draft order, and I sent you the video so you can show Emily picking my name first twice in a row.
Yes, go on. I'd love to hear about it.
Yeah.
We lost drawer.
I know.
I don't have any
but
sports bumpers, jingles, nothing. I got nothing.
Well, I'm in your fantasy football league, Brady. When is your draft order selected?
An hour before the draft, when it should.
And it's random, done by the website, right?
Correct, by ESPN or whoever you do it with. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing it with Yahoo for about 20 years now, so I'm staying with Yahoo.
I did it with Yahoo, but then they did something, and
They did something.
They did something.
Yeah, they did something. Yeah, all my other leagues are in ESPN, but I'm staying on Yahoo for mine. I'm staying on Yahoo. Ooh, I keep hearing me. I don't mind that. I'm a narcissist. It logically follows.
I think Mr. Ear.
I keep hearing me. I'm a narcissist, therefore I don't mind.
Ba-dee-doo.
But he do.
So how are we gonna spread these? I have three raps.
New songs, original material.
The one has to be played obviously when we change.
Right.
But I have some options for the Fladge Rants live theme.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little bored with the rock riff, even though it's always
the kid said number one is Fire.
Fire, is that good, or I should burn it down?
I don't have any idea. I thought he lit his phone on fire or something. I don't know.
Anybody who's younger than 40, really younger than 40, please call in and let us know. Is Fire good? It used to be good. Like that's Fire. I think I heard that a few times.
You guys are weird.
Up at college.
Yeah,
we're
pretty
old.
much.
We're old. I think Fire's good. Which one was number one? Oh, they're labeled number one.
Right.
Yeah, I like number one or number four, but then I like
it's the one with the dogs.
Here's what I want to do. I want to play just the hook because it's the first 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And tell me which hook you like first, and then out of that, I'll play that one first.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
Are you listening?
Yes.
They're not gonna start on the hook, right?
No.
All right, here's one. Here's one as soon as I rewind it. Oh.
I think that's
just
the
gonna
one.
play. Just gonna play the hook. Not gonna play anything else. Just the very beginning.
Okay. Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, so that's that hook, right?
That's sweet.
Or you got this.
I mean,
hook.
that's fire.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
That reminds
Yo,
me
it's
of
Monday.
the rap battle in Eminem.
Yeah, I played that the one time when you guys all looked at me like I was weird.
Well,
Yeah, I didn't know.
that has
I didn't,
nothing to do
I
with
couldn't
what
place
music
where I knew it from.
you play.
You guys were talking about Free World.
Free World.
Free
Fuck
world,
the
free
free world.
world.
We weren't talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never heard Free World. Fuck the free world.
Exactly.
313. Yeah, you.
This
know
one
it.
sounds
All right,
like
so
the
A little hard
circuit.
on the beaver.
third
Was
hook.
any asshole while you Miss Cleaver.
Yo, it's Monday, turkey and Easter.
Oh, all right. So that's the third hook. It does sound a little circusy, yeah. Fourth hook. This was my favorite overall, but I don't know about the hook.
I like that beat.
Oh, see, that's funky.
All right, so there's a mosquito in here.
I'm still on one, man. I love one. I really, really enjoy it.
Jor, can you tell just by the hooks which one? I'm gonna play one.
I'm not really a hook man. I'm more of a verse.
Verse. All right. Well, the verse is the same in all four, so.
Okay, that's fine. Then do the hook. That's fine. With the hook going.
Make strong.
All right. Ready? Here we go.
That's the one.
Make strong. Makes you strong.
World premiere.
Bringing truth to life.
Anal G.
Dropping knowledge every Monday night. Fladge Rants live. We're going on a ride. East Coast time to catch the vibe.
Do you have a mashup of that?
Nope.
I think it would go good. I can hear that guitar on this shit.
Insight, foresight, connecting the dots. No holds barred. Speaking from the heart. Fladge Rants live. Where the real talk starts. Fladge Rants live. We're going on a ride. East Coast time to catch the vibe. Tune in, turn up, let it thrive. Monday 10 p.m. Eastern, we're live. People rage about the flawless.
What about this? If we like two of them, there could be the beginning intro, and then there could be the rumble intro.
Expressing frustrations can bring inner peace. Another rant was
Yeah.
so slow. Buffering for days is the modern low. Vent your frustrations, let the tension unwind. Rants help you cope.
I like that bass line. That's a
Your mind. And there's the folks who can't stand loud chews. At dinner, the crunch makes them want to snooze. Ranting about pet peeves and clear up the air. Letting it out is a form of self-care. And so social media can seem like noise, but they're a release, not just deployed. In sharing and listening, we gain clarity.
It's 17 minutes long. Is that too long for a rap?
Whether you're chilling at home or on the go, Fladge got the scoop. Just so you know, every Monday night the truth unfolds. Grab your seat, don't miss the show. Fladge Rants live, we're going on a ride. East Coast time to catch the vibe. Tune in, turn up, let it thrive. Monday 10 p.m. Eastern, we're live. He's a megalith, uniform, nothing stuff balls, magic time, courage, change.
I'll be right back. I have to go find a new jabber.
Drugs, lies, holes, aliens, make
yes.
Kiss the space we're past the call, money, mind, machinations, merriment, and niggardly, tertiary resonance, quality of superfluous, balderdash, Russian hats, dirt pants, people spanning.
You hear what he's saying?
Yeah.
Told you I could rhyme anything.
Yeah.
Literally just listing the topics.
Yep.
Live Monday 10 p.m. Eastern on rumble.com/Fladge Rants. So mark your calendar, set the date.
Oh.
Fladge Rants live, don't be late. Monday 10 p.m. Eastern is the place to be. Get ready, stay steady, bring that energy. Make quiet, obvious, eating it and drinking noises and up that.
Chicken noises.
When the
Yeah, chicken noises.
On Fladge Rants live, Monday 10 p.m. Eastern.
Hard R.
ASMR with a hard R.
Hard R.
Hard R.
Oh, that's brilliant. ASMR with a hard R. How do you hard R when you're ASMR?
Right. I went down the chicken attack
That was
rabbit
really a
hole.
productive segment, wasn't it?
My gosh, I haven't
Keep
seen
yapping,
those, but
man.
there sure is a lot of them, aren't there?
Yep. There are. It's a whole rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's almost like it's been done to death already.
Well, wait. So
Already
one
jumped
step at a
the shark.
time. So you were in Indiana. I missed that.
Oh yeah. Oh gosh, I forgot about the segment we were in.
South Korea.
I was waiting.
White land. White land.
White
is the
land,
land of
that's
the
right.
whites. If I see one black person here, I swear to fucking God, I'm gonna kick your ass out. This is our land.
Yeah. Yeah.
Feel their soul in South Korea, making honey comes right off from the Red Sea to Greenland. They'll be singing the blues. Well, they never Arkansas her steel. Me come from the jungle. Tell me
Where in the world is
Georgia.
I imagine that right now you're feeling a bit like Alice. Tumbling down the rabbit hole,
down the rabbit hole, down the rabbit hole.
Uh-oh.
わしゃ打牛の散歩をしているものだ。
I assume it was a yodeling butthole.
Yes.
It's been a very long day. なるほど。随分とストレス抱えたろうな。ローブル美術館のダヴィンチ作を全部パクりやがって。
Wait, this is a cartoon.
Yes.
But now would be the perfect time.
I told you it was a
to
rabbit
say
hole.
Goodbye to your precious cow.
There he is.
can we get much higher? So high.
See the guy throwing the chicken. I want to see him throw it.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of. You can draw anything. I'm not impressed.
Oh, okay. Then the go-to chicken pig attack. The pig and chicken attack. He does a rat attack, which isn't as good, but the pig and chicken attack is good.
I do like the move or pay. That's clever with the cow.
Yeah. Do pig and chicken
He
attack.
just took like 3 things from the song and just put it in there. Brilliant.
Brady, do pig and chicken. Pig and chicken.
Whoa.
Chicken.
Why would you save me? I just tried to kill you. And
He showed him mercy. Yes.
I can hear them all. It's very confusing to my brain.
悪いけどじじい、お前知りすぎたんじゃないか。じゃあ配達をせねばならん。お前こそ。
Did he say Cinnabon? I want to
Cinnabon.
Cinnabon.
It did sound like Cinnabon.
Cinnabon Microsoft.
Now begins a fight of a lifetime.
Gentlemen,
let's
broaden our minds. You're out of your Vulcan mind, Spock.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's coming. He's gonna throw it soon. He's gonna chuck that fucker. Chuck that son of a bitch.
6 legs. Oh, chicken.
Chuck
and
that clucker.
Chuck that motherfucking cock, you son of a bitch. Or it's a chicken, not a rooster.
Clucker. Yeah. 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 I don't know why I love this so much. Something about Kung Fu yodeling. Oh no.
He sure makes you wait for the payoff.
Yes.
There better fucking be a payoff.
There is not.
Yeah, when he chucks the fucking chicken at the screen, it's the best.
Right.
I don't think he does it on this one.
No, that was the pinnacle.
Yeah. He's not going to chicken hole himself.
It's, yeah, I think it's pigeonhole. Yeah, I think I got the reference.
Very offensive to pigeons. To pigeon-toed individuals.
I'll be right back. I have to go find a new jabber.
He's still right there. Half of this red face on the screen. Goddamn, get less sun, you son of a bitch.
I'm outside all the time. I'm a farmer.
Chuck it. Chuck it.
Excuse me? Have you lost your mind? Want to say what's up to Fladge? Fladge, what's up, buddy?
お前は悪い道を選んだ。しかし、他の道があるぞ。
Roll the blade.
比例する。
Hey, Brady.
あなたは普通のやつより賢い。オムレツを作るときには。
He's a well-spoken, well-mannered. He's like a polite guy.
Where's everybody? Call in.
Yeah, somebody do
Comment.
something. Comment.
586-3 rants
Do the bare minimum. Do the bare
Hell,
minimum.
we'll put anybody who wants to be on the show on the
You
show.
want to talk shit?
Yeah.
Talk shit.
I'll send you the link.
Talk shit. We invite a rousing. We invite not a rousing, but a rousing.
Oh wait, he did an elaborate handshake with his boys, and the
There was no-
bad guy got away.
Nothing's really part of it. Chuck that chicken at the screen, motherfucker. Chuck it.
Wow, this is a fast version. There's the chuck.
He sort of chucked it. He sort of chucked
Yeah.
it there, but I guess that counts.
There's more. Are we just gonna rifle right through them? No, we'll save the last one. Is the last one better, or is it cartoon?
No, it's live action, the rat one, but the best one is Chicken Attack. Chicken Attack's the pinnacle.
Yeah.
Let's play nothing but Chicken Attack from now on.
I finally stopped singing that, so I would rather not.
I know. I've kind of broken free too. That's why I was like, I climbed down that rabbit hole. I've got my way out. Don't throw me back in already. Because honestly,
Jinx it. You know this is a joke, but
There has not been one fuck up on tonight's show.
Wow, that's true.
My kids from understanding it.
For instance, the pyramids are so perfectly aligned that humans could not have built them.
I thought
Or
this was
maybe,
more Chicken
and
Attack.
bear with me here,
The question fallacy.
No, I'm saving we got Rat
this is
Attack.
incredulous.
Yeah, rat attack's
This is
not good.
incredulous.
No, it's begging
It
the
is
question.
incredulous.
Can't you read? It
Oh,
says
right.
begging the question.
Yeah.
Incredulous was like the last chapter.
Creation has to have a creator. You're framing it
So-
wrong.
Gary, let me ask you this: Who, in your opinion, is incredulous? Me or you?
Both.
Okay, I like that.
We're all guilty of that.
I thought maybe I could.
No, I wasn't pointing out
trap
your
you-
flaw.
trap
I
you
was
into
pointing
something,
out
yeah.
our flaws.
Everyone's,
Let-
yeah, right.
let me ask you a
Because guess
question.
what? Who knows? Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Not even you. You don't know.
Is there anything that's illogical
wait,
or
thank you for
logical
agreeing.
outside of your
However-
religious argument?
No, I'm not interested. in-
However,
Do you have any arguments about like tire? You know those tires that you can get that are run flat or no run
Yeah.
flat? Like, it
I'm
seems like-
against. I've got strong feelings about everything. If they run flat, that still doesn't help. Get real tires.
do you have strong feelings about other men?
Yes, I don't like them. They're hairy and they smell bad.
Oh man, that's a huge.
Why do you get
that's
that
a
close to him?
Great segue for my.
Right?
Rap-
No, that is a good
my
point. That's a
gay
good
rap.
segue for these too.
Is yours
Yeah,
finally
Oh.
working? You got it working.
That's it. Do you guys think I'm gay for big dudes? Yeah, it's like an unnatural kind of homosexual. Like I'm not into big women, but big dudes kind of rev my engine.
Speaking of gay
Yeah,
dudes,
normal sized people don't do it for me, but weird sized people definitely
He's
do
the
it for
worst
me.
apologist ever.
oh,
This guy
this
has
is
a
wait,
weird shaped brain. Is he not an alien? That's a mask.
apologeticist or apologist. I think that's different.
He's a gray underneath there. Look at that size of that
Apologist.
noggin.
That
He's an alien.
Look at this fake. Look at all the wrinkles. That's a fake mask.
he is
He's
so
a
bad.
gray.
He was the one that came up with the banana argument because the banana is formed exactly to fit in your hand. And why would God make a fruit that fits exactly in a human hand? And the whole thing is wrong because for the last 400 years, we've been manipulating bananas to get them to the point they are at now. That
You think the human species is only 400 years old?
No, the banana.
No.
It's just a rough estimate of how long we've been genetically
from
modifying
day
the
one.
banana.
No, because there was some dude was on Rogan's podcast, and from like day one, when you start picking fruit, like when it changes the plant. So technically, from like day one of someone
but
going, "What the fuck is this?"
That's
fruit?
not what he's talking about. He's talking about saying,
Right.
"Wow, this strain of this banana or this strain of this corn is shit.
I
We're
feel
not
like
gonna
we've been
we're
doing
not
that
gonna
for way
plant these
longer.
seeds anymore. We're just gonna dispose of those
Yeah, it's
seeds.
just
We'll
like,
plant
duh,
the big
grow the
big."
ones that
It's
are good.
gradual, but at some point it changes from natural selection to domestic selection.
Do you think at first that that idea of doing that was just like a kind of a superstitious, like, oh, if this plant grew good, then the seeds from it must grow good too, right? Because you could have two smart parents, but they could have a shit child. You know, it's
Yeah,
like
without understanding genetics, it makes sense.
You get rid of that child, and then you have more like the other one.
You could
Yeah, that's
logically
important.
get there without
That's weeded.
too much
I have
more knowledge.
I have
That's what we did.
I have 2 live kids right now, but that's not how many we started with.
Aw.
Is that weird noise on my end?
Yeah. That was
You hear that?
electric
You
buzz.
could hear that?
Yeah, it was an electric buzz.
It was like a weird.
Yeah, I heard it
it's
too.
going on.
Wow. Ooh.
Interesting.
If you're listening,
okay.
they're listening. The Bible is infallible because it's inspired
okay.
by God. It says so in the infallible Bible.
Yeah, so it can't be wrong.
Wait.
The Bible can't be wrong because it's written in the Bible, which can't be wrong.
What say you? What say you? What say you? What say you?
God damn it.
Okay, now you
Why
got
is he
it.
so upset about it?
What say you?
That's one of those weird paradoxes where if it's true, that it makes perfect logical sense. Because of course it would say, like, it would say that it's perfect, and if it was
Right,
perfect,
it would probably say it was
would
wrong if it wasn't true.
It would have to make sense.
What-
But I
what
believe
is-
it's been picked
who's
apart.
Who's saying this though? Inspired by God.
The Bible. There are some Bible verses where I could look up and read that basically says this book is whole. This book is what the word. This book is the law. This book is infallible in one word or another. But I don't like that word infallible. It never, ever, ever says anything close to that.
I'm infallible. I've never failed.
Like I was inspired by like hip hop music, but that didn't stop us from making a bunch of racist, hip hop songs just for fun, right? There's no like we're the first ever, I think, to make like a it's all in joking context, but if you didn't know that, you might go, oh, these guys are serious. But it's the same shit of like fuck the police, in my opinion. Not exactly, but
I think they
you
were
got your
pretty
atypical.
serious.
We're gonna be
on that one.
atypical. You're racist white, but we're gonna be rappers, and it's just kind of funny, right? It's kind of we were the first ever, I think, openly.
Is it
jokingly racist? Yeah.
Coming
'cause
at you
I'm in the middle
live
of
from
producing-
Whiteland, Indiana.
Right? From what? No, I'm in the middle of producing "Never Ever Say," which the chorus has a few words that you should never ever say, but the chorus says them, but the verses are not about any of that at all. It is one of my favorite verses that I've ever written. It's the butt hugging nerd nipples, turd tickles my balls when he walks under me. He's small, drawers tall, easy catches me when I fall. Play call suck when you're roided up. That's all. Whatever,
Roll
continue.
the clip,
Bible,
Brady.
Infallible.
Can't wait to play it. You got to play
Bible
it.
infallible. Yeah, maybe in a couple weeks if I get around to it.
Link in the description.
Because it's
Chicken
inspired by God.
attack.
It says so in the infallible Bible. But this is circular reasoning akin to saying that Tenacious D sang the greatest song in the world because it says so in a Tenacious D song.
But that's, I believe that just as much. That is a true statement.
Hold on, shout out before you continue that. Shout out to Tenacious D.
So what do you want for your birthday, Gary?
Supposedly they're getting back together, Tenacious D. It was just a
autographed copy of the Bible.
The news narrative from the guy who wrote it.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say for them not to miss.
I mean, if anyone signs it, isn't that technically God signing it?
No.
Why not?
Because absolutely not. That's vicarious.
Why wouldn't that be? Wouldn't the ability of the universe being able to create a human that could sign something not be God signing the Bible? Would that not be indicative
Correct.
of the same?
That would not be that at all. Correct.
Why not? Why? Why not?
You got that exactly right.
What say you? Explain.
It's a category error.
What do you mean?
Part of nature is not all of nature. All of nature was created by God somehow. Therefore,
you have this defined God.
Omnipotent, omnipresent, extra. Infinite power. I've got this good description.
Do you have a second
attributes.
definition? Do you have a second definition?
Okay. Disembodied being.
So it has to be something that is aware. You don't associate just the.
Has to be awareness. Yeah, it has to be a person.
Everything's based off of it.
The word God actually implies person, like a being, like a personality, a consciousness, an interaction.
Not to me.
If I decide to start a fire, forest fire, that fire starts a forest fire, burns down some fires, goes over to a dam, burns down some shit at the dam, a water opens up, then things fucking flood. All that started with me. And the animals that are subjected to all the disaster that I created have no idea that I just decided to do that.
Right.
You don't think that correlation when it comes to the vast infinite area of the universe and the infinite possibilities that exist with all these multi-universes and all this shit that we don't fucking understand. You don't think that there's not, like, I know we've had this conversation, but it's like you don't nothing. There's nothing possible.
You define God as a
not even possible by any definition.
You define God as a person or person-like, but he wouldn't in almost every religion.
Yeah,
he somehow takes man's form. There wouldn't be a distinction between the two if he was already kind of like a person. I don't like that statement you said. He's nothing like a person.
Do you subscribe to the idea that they say that we can evolve beyond needing a body?
No.
But the scientists say that that's a possibility.
No, Dror, you're missing the point. A couple of weeks ago. No, a couple weeks ago you pointed out that you could just replace the body parts of a human and live forever.
Yeah.
That's not true. That's simply not true.
Theoretically,
it's a mechanical device. You can make a mechanical device last forever as long as you're able to replace the parts in it.
A big part of you is you being made of organic stuff.
Right, but to his argument, though, to compare...
They know the science of why cells break down and stuff. They're actually on the verge of...
Stem cell research is going to get us far, but not immortality.
Do you agree that people live at different lengths of time? Currently?
Yes.
People live to be different years?
Well, I told you last Kaku had a thing that he had his biological age studied, and it was different from his actual physical age. He was actually younger biologically. He had tests done.
I'm saying there's a limit to how much you can stretch that out, and it's way shorter than you're talking about.
Not exactly.
I think that's going to change.
Yeah, exactly. That is exactly what I'm saying. Precisely what I'm saying is you're wrong.
They've already been doing that cell replacement therapy in Hollywood for quite a while, and you see these celebrities that look, pretty young still in their later age.
Yeah. Prince Philip flipped his Range Rover age 93. He did die a couple years later, but he walked away from flipping his Range Rover.
Well,
driving. He was driving at 93. Wasn't he married to the Queen of England? And then what
Oh,
made
he's
him
good
a prince?
driving.
I've had 2 old people crash
Yeah.
into my house. Please, if you have a loved one that's old, check on them, test their
You gotta
driving.
put some trees. You gotta put some trees in front of your house. That's literally my parents. We grew up on a T,
So-
and we had there was
He's got a nice big tree
trees
right in
there
front of the
for a
porch.
reason. That if they jet
Yeah,
down the street and keep going, they hit a tree instead of our house.
I live on a long,
Yeah, dude.
straight kind of main road, and they always break the barrier way many houses down and then go across somebody's front yard and then somehow glance off my car or my porch or directly into the corner of the house.
Is this like during the winter doing like donuts and shit, or
Nope, both
No,
times
these
were,
are old people.
during the
You're
summer?
going out of control.
Dry road
Yeah,
during the
I
summer.
woke
broad
one of them up
daylight?
and my neighbor. I woke one of them up and my neighbor woke the other one up, and not like unconscious and not asleep either. Some kind of episode. Both times, both very old. What if you're? Here's some advice though, and this
And they were
I'm
just
not.
old, that
I'm not a
was it,
lawyer. I'm not a lawyer, but the one guy came out and he's just like, oh, and everything that I was thinking, I was, do I need to help this guy? Should I be pissed at this guy? Went out the window when I heard, so whether he could speak English or not, he shut that shit right down. I turned around, I walked away. I'm like, okay, I'm like English, and let's go.
All I
And I'm
know
thinking
is,
he knows how to
Seems
speak
like
English.
the
He's just
alcohol
not
has
using it there.
something to do with it.
And the woman, she was older.
old, wasn't drunk.
She was
pills,
screaming, help, help, help. And I'm like, I don't really listen to women, by the way, so you're going to have to find somebody else to help
maybe?
you.
I didn't even hear you, bitch. If she's well enough to scream for help, she's at least okay enough to not die. So I don't know if you're obligated to help her at that point.
She's actually, and I'm joking, she's the one my neighbor woke up, and by the time I came over, she was already awake, but she didn't remember a thing. But I had a camera. I have both. We could watch them. I have both footages of them actually happening.
Well,
And
we
the
need to see
lady,
that then.
the lady after she crashed into the house, revved the engine for like what seemed to be like 3 minutes after it happened.
Whoa!
And like you'd think I'd
Say
be
what?
exaggerating, like it was like 10 seconds. No, it was for minutes. Wah! And she burned right through my cement, blew both tires out, kept going with the rims. Wah!
It's just going, yeah.
She was out.
there any
She was
kids
out with her foot to
involved?
the fucking floor. The only reason why the car wasn't going is because it was pegged and wedged into my neighbor's Mercedes.
Oof.
Oh, question.
Are there any kids involved?
Where were your kids at the time? Were they home? Everybody
So
get freaked out?
my kid, it was nine. I remember this. It was 9 o'clock on like a Sunday morning. My kid was asleep. He was tiny. He wasn't a baby, but he was like toddler age, asleep at that corner that she glanced off of. So if she would have veered like a few inches that way instead of that way, we always say that. I mean, the house is built in the
Interesting.
50s. It's pretty strong, but she could have went boop right into the bedroom.
Yeah, you see a lot of them videos of people crashing into stores and shit where they actually have the video cameras, and there's like so many people that get so lucky. But I'm sure there's plenty of people that don't.
Right.
But yeah.
But
She
Brady,
hit
you can't tease that
every-
footage and then not show the clip.
She hit every fucking car. I don't know how.
That's why I'm not gonna.
We had cars
now,
like
but
in
I'm gonna-
front of each other. I have a pretty big driveway. She hit every car, and the car that she didn't hit, the other car that she hit into it.
Right.
On the way, and when we were like, oh my god, every car that I had that was in the driveway was turned 90 degrees.
Yeah.
And then I was like, holy shit! But then I looked over and I saw the ruts where her 2 tires went, the bush that was gone, and then I saw her car into the, literally split into a V from the side door of Mercedes.
Wow.
Might have been a BMW. I don't even remember. It was a nice car. He never even drove it, and it had no miles on it. Yeah, I'll get the footage. I don't have it right on hand.
No, yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
look.
I'm not putting you on the spot now. That's a lot, but I am holding you up to next week. I will.
Right.
Oh no, I have.
I will shit
it.
on you. You will be
Lots
shit
of people. Lots of people have asked. I have it on the cloud.
You will be shit. Oh, if you have it on a cloud, then pull it up right now, son of a bitch.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have said that. Shouldn't have said that then. Now I'm demanding on the spot.
Yeah.
So hold on.
Yeah.
So I'll buffer. I'll have a buffer. I do have a Mount Rushmore segment. So
good.
hold on. I can take
Hear
care
it.
of that. You continue what you're doing. It'll take me a second to find it.
Okay.
It's somewhere. Oh, there it is.
The one thing Mount Rushmore is they are not ranked 1 through 4. It is just
Oh, they're
the
not?
4.
Wait, I can't show it. I have to edit it because it shows the businesses across the street from my house. I know where it's
You have
so
to
small,
edit it.
nobody gives a shit. But
States, a Mount Rushmore.
yeah, I have to blur out. I
kind
want to
of
blur out
president
the.
of the United
Right.
States. Want to know what comes
You're running
next?
it.
His game, good place to make whatever decision. The top of his game.
Hey,
Such
I
a
have that clip.
consequential president of the United States. A Mount Rushmore kind of president of the United States. You want to know what comes next?
That he belongs up there on Mount Rushmore. Lincoln and Joe Biden.
But you got Teddy Roosevelt up there, and he's wonderful. I don't say take him down, but you can add Biden.
The one thing
Mount Rushmore.
they are not ranked 1 through 4. It is just
they're
the
not?
4.
Yep. That link has been shared a bit, man. I can't believe she said that. She was told, obviously, to say that there. Pretty sure they made some deal with Biden that says, listen, we're not going to shit on you anymore if you get down. Otherwise, we're going to fucking go 25th Amendment and get you out right now. So he was like, okay, I'll leave.
It literally sounds like they told her to say that, and she was like, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Like, she wasn't forced to say it. She was like, they told her, and she was like, yeah, awesome. Yeah, that sounds great.
How about
she
the
believed,
real story?
she believed what she was
the
saying.
news didn't kowtow. She was like, wait, hold on, bitch.
No.
Are you seriously saying what I think that I heard you just say? Even she said that. She's like, I'm glad you're a woman because I don't listen to women, by the way.
By the way. By the way.
I see brother says, God is
nothing to
Jesus'
say.
dad, yo.
God is Jesus' dad, yo. He's not man form. He created Jesus to come into his man form so that he could.
The family structure doesn't make sense in their genealogy. He's got a son and no wife.
You know,
why not? I can hear Jor talking already.
Have anything in life, man.
What we were calling God is some alien, and he came down. He didn't actually stick his penis in him because he's so advanced. They had some way to transfer it to the woman, and they impregnated a human. Well, maybe not even test tube. Maybe just
that trickle down aspect. So you believed in the possibility of just alien intervention of
I accept that
human
fully.
Species,
yeah.
Right? Okay, so
I'll accept anything with some evidence.
There is a advanced civilization out there that has intergalactic travel, or they're able to manipulate something to be able to travel far distances to come here.
Yeah,
and
rather godlike.
Okay, so you take humans on Earth and you dial it back to that, right? That's a huge advancement, right?
Sure.
Do that again. Do that again.
Again and again.
What do you call that? Yeah, what do you call that?
It's going to be beyond. It's going to be beyond anything we can comprehend.
There's
it's an exponential growth factor, and it is beyond.
Exponential.
It is
Exponential.
It's what we would call gods. It's what we would call gods. Plural.
But if you dial it back, I mean, it goes back to a singularity, would it not?
Quite possibly. It doesn't make a lot of logical sense, but sure. It's counterintuitive.
Is that not what they claim?
Yeah, no, the singularity. Anytime you hit infinities, you get a singularity because it can't exist in time and space. You can't have infinite math.
Have they gotten?
You can't have infinite energy.
On the new telescope and the Big Bang, have they came to any new theories when it comes to that aspect of?
No, it's given us more questions.
Okay. I just haven't
the
heard
James
anything
Webb
since
telescope has opened up this whole new can of worms. Like now we know we've got it wrong. But I think we kind of knew it. Like we knew we didn't. We were on the right path.
We knew that we had no idea, and there's no way of knowing. Right.
Well, that's why in physics they call it the standard model. You don't call something the standard model if you think it's the final conclusion. They literally call it the standard model.
Who does? And calls what? Who calls it, and what are they calling? I missed something. I think I missed something here.
Physicists call quantum mechanics the standard model. It's the basic, 25 subatomic particles plus gravity. Einstein's relativity, and that's what we're calling state-of-the-art physics. Well, half of that is called the standard model. General Electric wasn't going to be called General Electric. They put that in as a placeholder because they were like this General Electric company. Ended up sticking. So maybe the standard model is what we're stuck with, and it probably will be for our lifetimes. But I think string theory, for example, is barking up the wrong tree, heading the wrong direction. It gives us some interesting stuff, but nothing testable. Did I assume everyone has Down syndrome. Should I back this off for you a notch? Because I assume everyone has Down syndrome.
What?
No, lately. Okay, so with Biden, back to Biden.
Punch with that.
Everyone's more pro Biden now, and I'll tell you why. Because now, not being so is like beating up a retard. Correct, Roar?
Yeah, he became babyface. He's a babyface.
Yep.
Wrestling.
I'm
it's all
pro
wrestling.
Biden
It really
now.
dials back to the
man,
Carney.
otherwise you're just kicking a dead horse here.
Right. That's why we just moved to Kamala, and we just, you know.
Yeah. Wait, no, Kamala.
On her.
I'm trying to get it wrong. Am I getting it right?
Do not
accidentally?
Do not come.
I swear she would make a terrific president. However, I have to be able to pronounce the name of the president, or we've got a problem. It's just an issue.
We did it, Joe.
It's an unnecessary issue. I know.
We did it. We did it,
like
Joe.
Pamela, I could say Pamela and get it right.
Do not come.
But
why are we?
I'm gonna come. Sometimes I call her by the black olives.
Do not come.
Kalamata. Did I get that right?
No, I don't think you said that right.
Do we have YouTube yet?
No.
No, we have not. Well, there's two raps we can still play. One
I know.
is
I have something that will definitely get us flagged, so I won't play it yet.
Is it this?
No.
Oh,
No. It has something to do with that, but it's not that. But yeah, that is interesting. What do you think about that? So what is she? She's half black and half Indian. That's exactly straight down the middle. Honestly,
is
I
that
always
what her
assumed she
half
was
and half
black.
is?
But when I
So,
saw that
if
she
you know
was
anything
Indian,
about-
I look at her now and I see nothing but Indian. I don't see black anymore. I see Indian because I know people that are Indian that were mixed and shit. And it's weird.
I was talking to
didn't
somebody.
ever-
I said, "Is this her father
that
here?
before.
He's not black."
Yeah,
and they said,
yeah, is it?
No. The black gentleman that is
Like
her blood
uncle?
father was not involved in her raising.
I've got nipples, Greg. Can you milk
makes it
me?
worse.
I had mint chutney today. That doesn't make me Indian.
When I heard that there was a black father not in the home, I was shocked.
I find it really cute that my Brady, you might, I don't know if you feel the same way, but my Italian side of my family, I find it really
Who's
cute
running
that
the
they
show?
all like, they'll all try to like co-opt Italian shit. Like all the uncles are, Zio and
That's better.
and Nonas and like all this shit, and it's like I don't do any of that stuff. It's kind of annoying. And it's I don't understand it, and it's kind of like you all are from America. You all were born
America.
here. You're like America. So I don't understand why you're co-opting the Italian heritage that hard to where like you're using the word still. I just find that kind of weird. I don't know. Brady, do you have a comment on that or no?
Brady's a wop.
I don't do it.
Don't.
You don't do Zio and Nona and all this fucking.
What's that?
Zio is uncle.
I don't-
Fucking Nona is grandma. Noni is grandpa. The one guy's name is Eric, and they call him Eric Alino. There's
The only time is when I go back to the old country.
Michael, and it's Migali, and it's just I don't understand
And when I say go back to the old country, I mean upstate New York, not Italy, where all the
that's what I'm saying.
Italians are.
It was like several generations. That I've been here. It's
But
not
where
like-
I'm
it's
here,
not like they
my
just came
father,
over.
my father moved away. Oh, we got a phone call coming in. Let me catch this.
No kidding. I call my
I don't know, it might be
genitals
because
my
I-
no-no spot. Is that the same thing?
It might be because I haven't been exposed to the like that older generation, and maybe they slightly were, and they all adapted it. I don't know. Who's calling in?
I'm checking.
Who is it?
Why isn't it on the stage?
Where's
Should be
the
on the
clip?
stage.
Where's the clip?
Ryan, guys.
Oh,
what's
hi,
up?
brother.
We can hear you.
Good evening. Good evening to all you guys. Greetings.
Well, let me
Hi.
tell you something, brother.
Hold on. Just because you're calling in doesn't mean we still can't treat you with the
What
same
you gonna
awesome
do
respect.
when Donald Trump and all the Trumpomaniacs run wild on you, brother?
You guys want me to do a video call?
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Echo.
There was a little bit of echo there.
When
It's not
Donald
on
Trump
my end.
and all the Trumpomaniacs run wild on you, brother.
Answer that question, sir. So
I'm so
who
glad you
voting
came.
For, Ryan?
I'm so glad you came.
I'm gonna come.
Appreciate
it.
Let Trumpomania run wild, brother.
I'm gonna hang up and call back.
Do.
Why did you do that? Oh, he's coming up. He's coming
Sent the
video.
link.
Okay. Hell yeah.
All set.
Of course, on our tier,
get
you know,
somebody- let's get s-
there's a
I'm
limit of
curious if-
squares. What's your other drawer down there? Because I think I can only get 6.
That's just my cell phone. You can kill that. I maybe would go outside and smoke some weed, but I've just been chilling here, so I'll kill it myself. Leave studio.
Are you on? You're there. Welcome.
Hey,
How's it
brother.
going? Can you see me?
Not
What
yet.
else do we have?
You gotta
Okay.
unhide it.
Gotcha.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
I only play part of it, and then maybe YouTube won't. I was just going to leave YouTube, but now we won't for a moment.
Oh, we got to play the gay rap.
So, Ryan,
Is my
who you
sound
voting?
sound okay, everybody?
Yeah, you're good.
Good.
Who you voting
okay.
for? Ryan, who you voting for?
I'm pretty sure you know. I was going to answer some of your questions about why everyone's going to vote for her now. Just imagine every single female in this country is going to vote for her. Every single minority.
Nope.
Every single young person. Every single moderate.
Nope.
Okay.
Migrant?
That's just
She's the
my
border
opinion.
czar. You mean
That's
migrant
just my
border
opinion.
czar?
I muted him. Get your piece out. Hurry. Fuck you.
He did mute me.
You muted Gary, not me.
I meant to mute Gary.
What's
your
right?
point
I kept
here,
saying
Gary?
nope.
Nope.
He doesn't get
Sound
all
like
the
my
women's
wife.
votes. He doesn't get all the minority votes. He doesn't get all the moderate votes,
No,
and he
she
doesn't get all the young
She
votes.
doesn't.
Virtually
doesn't.
all of them they're going to get. If
Oh
Kamala
my God!
Harris
I
was
forgot we were
running
talking about a
against Joe
woman
Biden-
running for president. That's the problem.
If Kamala Harris was running against
Yeah.
Joe Biden, she would win.
So let me
Just
ask
like
you this,
Trump.
because when it comes to the first woman president, like if it wasn't going to be Hillary, what makes you think Kamala is?
This is going to
better
be
than
the
Hillary?
biggest landslide in election history.
Voting for a vote for Joe Biden. Did you hear what I said before about a vote for Joe Biden? If he was still running, was essentially a vote for Kamala anyway, because she right. So what changes? Nothing really changed. She was going to kind of be in charge anyway, even if Joe hadn't pulled out. So I mean, like,
I'm still saying she would make a fantastic president. I'm just saying there's a 0% chance of her winning. Zero.
She would not make a fantastic
It rounds
president. She would
neatly
make
down
a
to
bland.
zero.
She would make a very bland president.
That's just my assessment.
My lifelong
We're heading
Democrat
towards a
voting
recession, by the
family
way. We are
members
heading towards a recession right now.
said that Hillary had a better chance of winning than Kamala, and she didn't. So I don't think Kamala
Right.
will.
And we already know what 4 years of Donald Trump brings us. We already know what 4 years of Donald Trump brings us, and it was nothing like
Prosperity. Right.
I don't think it'll matter. Either it won't matter.
No, it never did.
And how dare anybody who's in office right now say, if I get elected, I'll yada, yada, yada. Why weren't you yada, yada for the last 3 years? If it's Biden or Harris.
I haven't heard much about the
Trump,
issue with
I could say the
trans-
same thing about Trump. Yada, yada. Why weren't you doing that 4 years ago?
Precisely.
I haven't heard
It's
much
all
about
BS. It's all BS.
the transition of campaign finances. I thought that was an issue.
Yes, no matter who you're for, you cannot donate to Biden and then they're going to go, oopsies, we're just giving it to Kamala now because she's the freaking candidate. You have to give it all back, and then if the donor wants to donate it to Kamala, then they have to do that. And Trump is suing the shit out of him for that too. There's a lot of
I find it
finance that's
interesting-
frozen right now.
I find it interesting because both sides are actually doing this, but when it comes to tampering down the rhetoric that got Donald Trump potentially assassinated, like they're both still doing it. They're both still doing the same shit. No one's tampered down the rhetoric.
Isn't
It's
that
all-
weird?
Nope.
It's like the assassination attempt didn't even happen. When it happened to Reagan, we talked about it for like a year. Kennedy, we're still
but he had
talking
a
about
bullet
it.
in his brain.
If you ask CNN or Google their site, it didn't even happen. That's a little
Dude,
weird.
it's weird that I've heard a lot
It is
about
weird.
the wiping of searching
And
for
just
that
swept
shit.
it under the rug.
We
That's
did it. We
all
did it
anybody
live.
talked
We
about
did
for
it
2
live
weeks.
last week. We did it live last week. We were trying to find a video that I saw freaking like 2 days prior, and I couldn't find
Gone.
it. Period. But that's status quo. Oh, no, they just kicked Brady off.
Hey, you asked why. That was my answer. I hope it will suffice.
No, I like it. No, I appreciate it. No, I like that.
No, I thought you'd appreciate my logical show idea. Like you've always been a reasonable, rational. I can talk you off of any point if my argument is solid enough. You appreciate logic.
Reasonable,
You love
rational?
Spock.
I do love rationality and logic. Correct, Gary. Thank
Do
you
you
for
want?
pointing that out.
Would you like Joe Biden on your Mount Rushmore?
Of
God
what,
dang,
president?
that's so stupid.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Of what?
Pelosi said that.
Yeah, don't you watch
Not
the
my-
show?
not
Don't you
mine.
watch the
What-
fucking show, dude?
Not my Mount Rushmore of presidents.
How do you feel if you gave your
Mount
hard-earned money to Biden and then they just gave it to Kamala? Would you, if you were voting
Without
for her,
asking you.
would you be okay with that?
Yeah,
Without
it would
asking
be
you
because
first.
it's basically for the same cause, basically.
The
virtually.
same cause. What cause is that? You think both candidates
The
are equal?
Democratic
you think,
Party
You think
is the cause.
that the two completely different people are going to have the same exact policy and decision-making skills?
I'm not for one or the other. That's my prediction. Is that
You're just
Kamala
that
Harris is
anti. You're just that
She
anti-Trump
can't
that you
win.
don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck as long as it's not Trump. Is that where
Is
you're
that
at?
it? That can't be it. Is that it?
She absolutely cannot win.
Like
Hang
if it
on.
was Trump, or a piece
if
of
we
cheese.
ask him a question, we got to let him answer. It's only fair
Okay, so
and polite.
what if it
I
was
like
Trump
hammering
versus
him with
a
more insults.
What if there was a Trump? What if it was Trump versus a piece of cheese sitting on a stick on a ledge with a little weight on it, sitting right above the nuclear button that's gonna blow up the world?
Give me
and
the
there's
cheese.
a mouse
Give me the
like 3
cheese.
feet away.
I would go with the
was-
former.
Can I take the
What if
cheese?
What if it was a
So when the
douchebag or
mouse
a
eats the
turd
cheese, the
sandwich?
weight falls, hits the button. Yeah.
Okay,
Donald Trump-
I still take the
Donald Trump
cheese.
had shut his mouth and just did what presidents do, which is boring shit, world shit. I would
He
vote
does.
for him.
So the thing is, he does the boring world shit really good, and also runs his mouth.
Right.
He does both.
He does. He covers the gamut.
Right? So you'd rather have someone who does something really good and runs his mouth versus someone who does something really bad and can barely get a sentence out, right? Kamala and Joe.
really not a
Two
good
completely
analysis
different reasons of not
what
being
it
able to get a
actually
sentence
is.
out.
I don't
but they
mind that
both
the
can't get a good
president
sentence
poops
out.
himself occasionally. I don't care.
Sure.
What if
What
he
if
poops?
the
What if
president
he?
can't
What if
really
he
just-
poops on you? Would you
Okay,
care
then
then?
we'd have a problem. Then I would take issue.
So good. You do have standards. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
So anybody else in Whiteland, Indiana? Did I say that right? Indiana.
Whiteland. We call it Whiteland here, motherfucker.
Whiteland.
Whiteland. Get out of here,
Whiteland,
you killers.
Indiana. There's nothing whiter than Whiteland, Indiana.
Where's that near, Joel? Where's that near? Like
Indianapolis.
What happened?
Yeah.
Very
Shout
good.
out to the Indiana State Fair.
Very good. Very good.
Great. One of the best state fairs ever. in my opinion.
Very nice. Very nice.
So here we go. Hold on. Quick segue, but to the same topic, but just segue. Hold on. We got it. I got it.
Among the many things, I'm excited about electric school buses. I love electric school buses. I just love them for so many reasons. Maybe because I went to school on a school bus.
Yeah.
Raise your hand if
No.
you went to school on a school bus, right?
What do you think about? Oh, Ryan walked away. Ryan, what do
I'm
you think
here.
about the?
I'm here, buddy.
So she claimed that she was bused from a black neighborhood to a white neighborhood to go to school, and that actually is not true at all. She actually grew up in Indian descent and grew up in Canada. And she was not bused. So these are lies that she told early on that seem really fucking weird.
Man,
right? Why would you?
I'm not calling in to verify her lies, man. That's not why I'm calling.
No, you don't need to call in to verify them. She verbally said it, and if you look at her background and what she actually did and where she lived, those say two completely different things, and there's not much information that you need to like dig through. It's like it's like right there.
I'll be
it's
honest,
very easily verifiable with a simple Google search.
Watching this show, I know that you lean more towards the whataboutism. I mean, what about?
I love it. That's my favorite. Yeah, it's my favorite part. I love speculating. I love speculating on everything. Thank you.
Is there anything that Donald Trump has done that might be like worse than what you're saying?
I'm gonna come. I mean, yeah, exactly.
I mean, you could say that.
Exactly.
Right?
Thank you, Brady. If you go, okay, this guy's like wants to fuck a bunch of random, I mean,
Do not come.
I know plenty of people that I definitely was not one that just like had random, like I would go out and seek like random whores, but I know plenty of people. My one buddy, he would go out with his other buddy. They would call it trailer parking. And he would drive his Camaro, which wasn't even like a nice Camaro, through the trailer parks, and all the little trailer park whores would be like, "Oh, is that your car?" Like he would literally tell me this shit, and they would like nail a bunch of gross trailer park chicks.
I ran over my neighbor.
I forget where I was going with that, but I'm just saying, when it comes to like morality, when it comes to like sexual, JFK was married, and he is quoted to saying that he doesn't feel right unless he has a piece of strange every day. That means a different vagine, right? So
Sure.
it's like I that's just that style of dude. Like your businessman is gonna kind of be that type of dude. I don't know.
Regarding that specifically, I think if Marilyn Monroe called you up and wanted to hang out, I don't think you would refuse either.
I think she's dead, and I'm not a necrophiliac, so I.
So you just mentioned electric buses, and she mentioned
Kamala
electric
did.
bus. Right, Kamala
Kamala.
did. You just showed her mentioning that, and Gretchen Whitmer is about to switch the entire state of Michigan to electric buses.
Gretchen Whitmer.
Montgomery
So
County switched to electric buses in 2022. They spent, I don't know, $168 million for the contract for electric buses. Realized in less than a year that it didn't work. It explains why. All the problems they had, and now they're spending another, I don't know, a bunch of $1 million to buy 90 diesel here. $14 million more to go back and buy 90 diesel that they got rid of to replace with the electric. So electric buses aren't all they're cracked up to be because, they have to charge and they break down and they need batteries when they're used all the time. It's not really a ready technology. They keep kind of pushing it. And it's going to cost us because my point is that Montgomery County spent, what'd I just say? $168 million for the contract for electric buses, and now they're not using any of them.
Charlie LaDuff went over this on his podcast, and he went over some other shit. I wanted to pull the clip. His podcast is back. There were some reasons that who gives a shit right now that the podcast went away for a little bit. But he was talking about that, and he was saying that they really only received, like, I think in the teens or 20s buses when they were promised, like in the 60s or 70s. And there's just no accounting for the money or where it went, or there's zero. There's a lot of fucked up shit that's going on with that.
I believe his podcast went away for criminal sexual conduct.
That and the COVID deaths are actually like 4 or 5 times greater than what they're actually reporting, which was false to begin with. She did way more.
Wait,
worse by far. She did way worse by far than what Cuomo did, and Cuomo was forced to resign. She still has a fucking job and was reelected, and they're talking about her being a fucking vice president. Are you fucking kidding me?
No, she made it
and
on the
they're
stage.
just on the brink. They are literally on the brink, not to follow up
She-
with Michigan bullshit. They're on the brink of the 10-year, so it's going to be a fucking lapse of legal, whatever you call that, statute of limitations when it comes to the Flint water crisis as well. So Snyder's going to be off the hook on that when they know that he knew about it prior to. They knew the dangers of it. I'm gonna pull the clips. I'm gonna try to remember.
They fooled me, Jerry.
From Charlie's podcast, because he says it way more educated and he's got the facts and he says it very concise. So I'm gonna try to bring that next week potentially.
Rick Snyder was already cleared of criminal charges, by the way.
He was never charged. He was never officially charged. He said he was gonna drink the water and he never drank the water.
I believe I remember him saying that he was not like
going to drink the water, and he never drank the water. No, there was reports that they knew that it was going to be a problem, and they did it anyway.
Huh. Brady, did we close the Mount Rushmore segment? Because I'm
like,
pushing for Taft to be added.
Yeah.
It sounds like I know who you voted for.
What did he do?
I want
Nothing.
Kamala to be added.
That's why it's funny.
Here's the thing. Raise your hand if you went to school on a school bus, right? So here's the thing. Who doesn't love a yellow school
She's so
bus?
funny.
Right? Can you raise your hand if you love a yellow school bus, right? Just there's something about the and most of us, many of us went to school on the yellow school bus, right? And it's part of our experience growing up. Think of the movement through the
I've never
lens of
wanted anybody to
something I
pick
love,
up
which is
saying
always think
more.
about
Instead of saying
complex issues through
she literally says everything she's hearing inside her head. She says it out loud.
Yeah, rather than like pausing, not saying anything, like words have to come out.
And as somebody who can barely speak myself, I know that's not really fair for me to say, but I'm not on the political major stage like she
through
is.
the lens of something I love, which is to always
Yeah, it's
think
kind of like
about
me saying she's got
complex
terrible
issues
hair.
through
So here's a
the
challenge
frame
to
of a
anybody
Venn
that's watching,
diagram.
and you too, even Ryan, because you said you may vote for her. I think I understood. This isn't cherry picking clips for her. Show me one clip where she eloquently gets a point across, and you go,
Yeah, she says.
"Oh, right, that's that.
Yeah,
yes,
that's a good
that's
point.
what I, that's
She
what
says something
valid.
of substance, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and not even something that you learned, just something that she meant. Period.
Yeah, but so there's like
Not
a minute
something
and,
that you learned, just something that she wanted to get across.
there's like a minute and a half, so let it go.
I have nothing. I'm not a videographer, or nor do I have any archives of Kamala Harris footage, guys. I'm sorry.
No, that's the best because you just you're on a device that connects to the internet, and all you have to do is just Google this stuff. Google is actually catered towards the left leaning, so when you actually Google and you get shit like this, that means that this shit is like real, like you know what I mean? Like
That's
this is like they're not even trying to hide this.
That's a great point,
right.
Dror, because you Googled Trump rally and it brings up Kamala Harris stuff. It's really weird lately.
You're not understanding that I couldn't care any less.
Oh, we already know this. Hold on.
So,
Well, wait,
Hold on.
you couldn't care any less. That means that you could care more. I'm confused. Let's rant about that
yeah, good
statement.
point.
about who becomes president or not.
But I think you couldn't care more.
Or not.
Because if you
I
could
don't
care,
give a
No,
crap
he
about
actually
that.
said it right.
I don't give a crap about that. Couldn't care any less.
it doesn't
Couldn't care
matter
any
if he
less.
said
I'm
it
gonna
right.
perform-
It's wrong.
I'm going to perform.
Okay.
Perform my civic duty, and whatever happens is going to happen.
Excuse me?
I couldn't care
Have
any
you
less.
lost your mind?
Sorry.
Do I
you
love
said
Joe
it.
Biden? No.
Whether I'm right or wrong. That's one of my
Dookie.
Trump-a-mania! Run wild, brother!
So
Dookie.
you're famous for saying this.
Do I love Joe Biden? No.
Do you love Kamala Harris?
No, I do not.
Do you
But
love
I-
Joe Biden more than Kamala Harris? Who would you
Joe
vote for if Joe
Do not
Biden was
come.
running
Joe
against
Biden-
Kamala Harris?
Joe Biden has not only
Do not
served
come.
in the military, but he's been in Congress for decades, so he's a
Yeah,
respectable guy.
Is he? Because you know how much money? So you can look up how much congressmen get paid, and you can see how long he's been in the government, and you can see exactly how much he should have made. Do you know how much he's worth beyond that?
My
do you
answer
have
to-
any concerns? Do you have any concerns about
My
that?
response to that
Wait.
is he's never been criminally charged nor found guilty of any crimes.
There is a lot.
Unlike
Right.
It's just
Donald Trump.
morality.
But he's
it's just the
he's
morality
collected
of it.
like $3 million in salary, yet he's worth $3 billion. How?
It's really like the morality of it. I just kind of get suspicious. I guess you could say that Donald Trump did maybe nefarious business practices, but he did it
Hey,
under
it's
law.
Not maybe. It's not maybe.
Okay,
He was found
but
guilty.
guess what? Guess what? He was a businessman. That's what businessmen do.
That was
Joe
hush
Biden
money. He got ripped off.
Joe Biden is a career politician, so he signed up to be of moral ethic. A businessman is business people. I find that like bankruptcy protects people from losing their shit completely when they have a business. I do find it incredible that you can just declare bankruptcy and not lose everything that you own, and you can just go, oh no, the business is what lost money, not my personal finances. And so you can just sweep that under the rug. So I find that ridiculous, right?
Business ethics is an oxymoron.
As a business owner,
okay, Brady, yeah.
Hearing you talk, like.
As a business owner, it's a separate entity completely. Just because I happen to run it and be a part of it doesn't mean that it gives me a nice protection too.
That's why you make a LCC or whatever the fuck you need to do.
So I mean, there's nothing wrong with.
Sorry, LLC.
There's nothing wrong with doing
You're
that.
a business owner.
Yeah.
Do you watch the show or do you listen?
Do you? No, I never knew that. I honestly never knew that.
No.
Do you participate in like any kind of illegal activity in your business, or do you just?
I'm sure a little bit, a tiny. I'm sure a little.
Doubt
smidgen.
it. I seriously
Everyone does.
doubt it.
Everyone does a tiny smidgen.
From time to time, I'll.
That's hilarious. Very good, Brady.
We'll end up tying the tail
Very
around.
nice.
We'll tie the tail around the trailer hitch. So.
All right, play the gay rap with Drawer and I.
I'm pretty sure we have to.
Disclaimer: the unfiltered and crude proclamation of jabber speech. Gibber, folks, listen up. Before we dive gibber into this circus of crudeness and
Brady.
uncensored banter, here's our no-nonsense disclaimer, served with a side of Fladge humor.
Yeah.
Gibber, look, we're here for a good time, not a gibber-correct time, all right? In this crazy world, we're snowflakes, applesauce, and jabber critic. We're just trying to spread some joy without stepping on too many toes. So, here, Jabber, Article I, let's get Jabber, the sole gibber of our discourse, be it from guests, hosts, or any random loudmouth, is to tickle your funny bone, tease your gray matter, and illuminate the path to a
assume
mirthful
everyone
existence.
has Down
Any
syndrome?
semblance of seriousness
Holy
is gibber
crap.
accidental. Article 2, jabber everyone equally. We're equal gibber offenders,
I don't
all
agree
right?
with the
We don't
grammar.
give a hoot about your gibber, race, religion, or whether you prefer cats or dogs. We're here to roast everyone from politicians to gibber to our own sorry selves. No gibber
Right.
safe, not even grandma's apple pie. Article 3, screw political jabber. Listen, we ain't here to hold your hand or jabber anything. So if our jabber
All
offend
right,
you,
man.
tough luck. We're not responsible for any ruffled feathers or gibber feelings. But hey, if you can take the heat, we promise we'll dish out some belly laughs and maybe a couple of gibber. Article I gibber, fake news alert. The tales, rumors, and downright lies you hear here are as gibber as a $3 bill. Any resemblance to real life events or people, whether alive or pushing up daisies, is purely gibber and probably a result of us hitting the bottle too hard. We're pretty sure the earth is round, but jabber, who cares? Article D, jabber, cause why not? Parody and gibber are our bread and butter, folks. Any likeness
Since
to
StreamYard won't
actual
let me
people
stream this,
or
speed this
characters
up,
is
I
just
think
us
I should
having
make a
laugh,
shorter one.
Not a reason for a jabber. We might not be the smartest gibber in the jar, but we sure know how to stir up some trouble. So, in closing, if you've made it this far without getting your undies in a gibber, then congrats, you're our kind of people. We're just here to crack a few tasteless jokes. Spread some jabber joy and remind everyone that life's too short to be serious all the frickin' time. So buckle up, buttercup, and get ready for a wild ride through the absurd gibber of our humor while Fladge Rants live.
Amen.
I think it's just the right length.
So we're gonna pop over to Rumble and we're gonna look at the second rap premiere from Analgy called Light Pole Dark Hole.
Yeah,
it's a love story about Gary and Jor.
Yep, it's good.
You definitely have to come over and watch it.
Maybe this is the one that the kid said was fire.